everybody, it's James here from GoodGuitarist.com, and in today's lesson I want to show you how to play Closing Time by Semisonic. Now this song is great to learn because it's the same chord progression the whole time, and that'll let you focus on the other aspects of it. I'm going to show you how to play it in two ways, one of them using an easier movable shape called the power chord. It's just a 3-note shape, and it's just the same shape moving around the fretboard. And then later, once we have that down, it's really easy to just kind of add the rest of the shape and get it with full chords. Or we could even play it with open chords. And we'll go over all of that. Now, if along the way you find you have trouble with any aspects of this song, I do have some resources that'll help you out. There's my free ebooks. I have a beginner's course if the easy chords are kind of giving you some trouble. And I also have a bar chord course in case you want to play it more like the original recording and you want to get all that stuff down. So check those out if you need any extra help. Otherwise, we're going to start off with the chord progression. It goes like this. And that's using one of the most useful shapes on guitar. It's called the power chord shape. And it's the first movable shape that people learn. Technically you can play any kind of chord with it. G, G sharp, A sharp, blah, 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 blah. You can just drag it all up and down the fretboard. We can make it by putting our first finger on the 3rd fret of the thickest string. And then we put our ring finger, our 3rd finger, on the 5th fret of the A string. And we put our pinky just underneath it on the 5th fret of the D string. So it's like 3, 5, 5, and then these three, they're muted by the underside of this finger. I kind of just lightly touch them with that. Now we have to pay attention to which fret our first finger is touching. So we just keep this shape all together, and then we just pay attention to what fret this finger's on, and that'll help us navigate through the progression. First, it's going to be on the 3rd fret of the thickest string. Then we move it over to the 5th fret of the A string, and we make our shape there. And if you're just getting started, that might be a bit much to kind of move it diagonally, change the strings and move it up. So you could also, alternatively, from here, you could slide it way up until your first finger is on the 10th fret. See, it sounds the same. Now, the 3rd place is right here, the 5th fret of the thickest string, and then on the 8th fret. And the 90s was all about this power chord shape, so it's really helpful. Let's try this out, just going 3rd fret of the thickest string, 10th fret of the thickest string, 5th fret, 8th fret. Now that's the easiest way to do it. And if you don't want to slide all the way up here, you could go here. So 5th fret of the A string. Otherwise, the rest of it's the same. So I want you to just play around with that a bit. Just go through it. Get used to moving your hand to the right spots. And that's the progression for the whole song. All we have to do now is add some rhythm to that, and you could play through the song in like 10 minutes from now. So let's do that. Let's add the rhythm now. Starting off on our first shape, we go 1, 2, 3, chaka. That's 1, 2, 3. And then on beat 4, we release the pressure and we go down, up to get muted strokes. 1, 2, 3, down, up. Then we move on to our second shape. So we can slide all the way up to the 10th fret, or we can go here to the 5th fret. And we go down, up, down, down. 1 and 2, 3, 4. So that's not too bad either, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. All in all, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. And if you're having trouble with it, break it up just like we did. I just did the first one. 1, 2, 3, down, up, and then down, up, down, down. And you work out each of those parts a whole bunch of times till you can put them together. 1, 2, 3, down, up. And that's a good time to move your shape. You know, I moved as I was doing it, so that gives you like a little bit of a break to do that. Now, the second half of it, exact same rhythm, but with the third and fourth shape. So the 5th fret and the 8th fret, and it's just 1, 2, 3. The exact same thing. So work it out the exact same way. And when you're ready, we can put that together to play through the verse of this tune. So let's try it nice and slow. 1, 2, 3, 4. One more. So that's the verse, and for the chorus, we have a different rhythm. It's about the same difficulty, it's not too hard. It goes like this. And let's divide it up the exact same way. So on our first chord shape, we go 1, 2, 3, 4, and. So it's almost like the first way, except we're excluding that second downstroke. So we're going 1, 2, 3, 4, and. And once we get to our second shape, we go. So we start off with 2 muted strokes, so no pressure on the fingers. Down, up, then 2, 3, 4, and. With counting, 3 and 4, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So work out both those halves, and then you put it together. I'll do it super slow. 1, 2, 3, down, up, 2, 3, 4, and. And once you have that, it's just a matter of doing the same thing on the next 2 shapes. And that's it. So once again, take your time, work it out, and when you're ready, we can play it together nice and slow. 1, 2, 3, 4. Cool, so that'll get you through the whole thing. Now, something you can do if you're already familiar with the power chord shape and you want to get this to sound a bit beefier, is you could use full bar chord shapes. And to do that, it's really simple. We're just going to modify what we already have, add a couple things, and we're done. It's going to take 2 seconds. So we have our first shape, and what we're going to do is flatten out the first finger so that it's barring, and then we put our middle finger on the 4th fret of the G string. And that's it. And then you just try it. That's our first shape. For our next one, we can just drag that whole thing up till our first finger is at the 10th fret. So. And then we go here till our first finger's at the 5th fret, and we remove the middle finger. You could even use it to back up your first finger. And then we go till our first finger's on the 8th fret, and we go back to that first shape. And that's it. Otherwise, you do the exact same thing, same strumming. You know, we're kind of just adding those other 3 strings to our chord shapes, and it's really straightforward, really simple. Now there's only one other part of this tune, and it's like a really weird little bit that sounds like another song almost. You know, it changes keys, it changes feel and everything. To do it, it's just 2 shapes. We can take our trusty power chord shape, and we have our first finger now on the 6th fret of the lowest string. That makes a B flat power chord. And if you want, you can complete the shape. You know, you can make the full bar chord, and we just go down, down, up, down, up. That's just the most common strumming pattern in the universe. You can check out my free rhythm guitar ebook. I have a video covering this strumming pattern. It's a whole thing, you know, and you can check it out if you need any extra help with it. But basically, we just do that strumming pattern once on this shape. Could do it on the power chord. And then we move the shape that way by 1 string. Now this makes an E flat chord. And if you want to make the whole shape, you can. So this chord shape is one of the tougher ones. You have your first finger on the 6th fret of the A string, and then 8, 8, 8, and you want the top string to be muted. And that's a really tough one, so don't worry if you can't get it. You can always just use the power chord. But you know, you just go between those 2 chords. 1 time each with the pattern. Again. And then it goes back to the regular chord progression. And you know what? If I were to play this song, I probably would exclude that part. Unless you're playing along with the original recording or you're in like a Semisonic cover band and you really want to nail it. It's not 100% essential if you're just doing like sing-alongs with your family or your friends. So that's how I would play the tune. Now, if you want an easier version of it, it's really, really simple. We use the same strumming pattern that we covered before. You know, it's the exact same thing. We're just going to replace the shapes. So instead of using the power chord shape and rocking out like it's the 90s, we can use the basic open chords. We start off with G, then we go to D, then we go to A minor, and then we go to C. And when we're switching from G to D, I want you to leave down your 3rd finger. Makes it so much easier. And for A minor to C, just move 1 finger. You just gotta move your ring finger. And if you want more tips like that, check out my free ebook covering rhythm guitar. I go over all sorts of stuff like that. And there's also my premium beginners course, which takes you through everything step by step and kind of just holds your hand through the whole process. Anyways, those are the chords, and if we apply the strumming pattern that we already learned, and if you just kind of skipped ahead to this part, you can always just rewind it and take a look at the strumming pattern real quick, but with these chord shapes. It goes like this. Closing time. And when we speed it up, closing time, one last call for alcohol, so finish your whiskey or beer. And yeah, the chords are pretty simple. The strumming pattern's a little longer, but if you take your time with it, it should be no problem. So to recap, we went over how you would play this song using power chords, which is the first movable shape that people learn. Then we showed you how to expand that to make it full bar chords, which is something that you can do for fun. I honestly would recommend sticking with power chords. Like that's how I would play it. It sounds more like the 90s, you know, that's what they do. And then finally, if you're not into those movable shapes and you just want to learn the song in a simple way, we showed you how to strum it with the easy chords. But it's the same strumming pattern no matter which way you play it. Different strumming pattern for the verse and for the chorus. Assembling the whole song is simple. You just play the verse with that strumming pattern, then you play the chorus with the other one. Couple times, back and forth. Once you get to the bridge, it is a little bit different. And if you're doing the easy version, I recommend just excluding the bridge because it's not really necessary. There's no singing or any words happening during that part. It's more just an instrumental thing, and it changes to a kind of a weird key that makes it a little tough, especially if you're just getting started. But otherwise, if you are using bar chords, you will be able to play that bridge just like I showed you. And I think that's everything. So if you need any extra help, don't forget to check out my website, goodguitarist.com. Check out all my free resources and all of my courses. They'll help you out. Other than that, have a fun time practicing, and I'll see you soon.